Hey, and welcome to Fit Me Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode. Hey, and welcome to Fit Me Turo Fitness Podcast. In today's episode, I'm talking about how to eat for performance, even if you are not pro athlete. So today we are talking about topic that is often misunderstood. So performance nutrition. So most people think that performance eating is only for elite athletes, but let me tell you, you don't have to be a pro to eat like one. So if you care about having more energy, recovering faster, building strength, or just feeling better when you train, this episode is for you. We will talk about what performance eating actually means, how it's different from weight loss eating, and what to eat before and after workouts, and why fueling your body right could be the key to finally making progress. So let's get into this episode. So first is what is actually performance eating? So performance eating isn't just for Olympians or marathoners. It's about fueling your workouts, recovering well, supporting your muscle growth and hormonal health, feeling energized and strong, not sluggish and depleted. So many people are trying to get stronger, leaner, or more athletic while they are under eating. That's like trying to drive a car with barely any fuel. So if you are strength training 3 to 4 times per week, going for long walks or doing any sports, you are already a performance focused person. So your food needs to match with that. And this is kind of approach that I'm doing myself too. I used to be an athlete, but now I'm not athlete anymore. I'm still ice hockey referee, but I don't count myself anymore athlete. But I still do eat like an athlete. Like obviously, maybe not that much anymore as I used to be, as that is not my main goal. I don't at this point of my career, I don't need to make personal bests. I don't need to but I just want to feel good, feel healthy, and that have to support my goals. And that is probably the reason why I have been able to maintain my current weight for the past 10 years and still making progress, but nothing too much. So I'm not sometimes, of course, like everyone, I'm focusing on losing fat. Sometimes I'm focusing on building strength. Even that is kind of hard task for myself. I have to commit, but eating, because the most important goal for me is still to feel the best version of yourself, be overall healthy person, and being able to perform. Because at the time, my schedule is, I'm lucky to be in that position, but schedule is crazy. I need to perform my best. And if I'm sluggish, if I don't have energy, I won't be able to perform in my work. I'm not there for my clients. I feel it right away. And this is the principles, blueprints, what I'm using for myself, and how you could be using. Obviously, you are not me. You don't have to use exactly the same things, but I'm just providing you strategies with the foods you actually love, enjoy eating, and so that you are able to actually perform your best, feeling the best. And this is often for the people, what I have seen, like people older women, for example, who are in their menopause, are working so hard but not seeing results because they are focusing on that kind of weight loss eating while working like an athlete or semi-pro athlete and working hard. So this could be a game changer for you. So that's why that performance, focusing on shifting that focus on your performance and eating in a way that supports those goals, it might be a game changer. So first, let's talk about that mindset. So like I mentioned, most people eat that they are trying to get smaller. It means always less calories, fewer carbs, even more restriction. So, but when you start to eating to perform, you focus on your energy levels, your strength, your recovery, and long-term progress. So here is what that kind of approach is changing. So you fuel before your workouts instead of fasting. You eat enough protein for recovery. You don't fear carbs. You use them to fuel your workouts, and you stop rewarding undereating. So this shift often leads to better body composition anyway, because you actually build and maintain muscle. So, and this is often that kind of mindset shift you have to make, because so many people, when you change that, shift your mindset away from weight loss, and that could be very hard shift to make, even because if you have a goals like losing fat, fitting into that your dress, and you focus, you know that you need to be in a calorie deficit, you know that you need to restrict, and that often creates that kind of restriction mindset. But when you shift that focus and actually focus on getting stronger, and this is especially for women who are in their menopause, when everything is getting anyways harder, but when you shift that focus actually on getting stronger. And this is the approach I have recently used with a couple of my clients who are struggling with menopause, not seeing weight is going up even despite working, eating hard, and feels like that every time you need to only watch some dessert and you have 1-2 kilos more on the next day, and it takes again 2 week hard work to get it off. But when you shift that focus on actually starting to focus solely on getting stronger, like a good example is Seda. She's amazing woman in perimenopause, and she faced exactly these problems. Like there is no real progress, weight loss progress. Everything feels like that it was so much harder. But then we shifted focus that now we solely focus on getting stronger. So we picked up her favorite exercise, and we actually started to focus on getting stronger. And what happened? Surprisingly, now she's energy levels are on the roof, better than long before. She is making new best records in her lifts, feeling stronger, feeling better than ever. Everything have changed, and it was all because of shifting focus. And how we did it, we actually picked her favorite exercise. I created program solely focusing on that exercise, obviously without forgetting whole body, but for her it was deadlift, and just focusing on getting stronger on this one exercise for past couple months, and that solely changed everything. So what you actually need, so what are the core nutrients for your performance? So let's break it down. So obviously, as you know, protein, why it's important, because so many people are under eating protein. They think that they know that protein is important, but they have actually no idea, or even they think that they eat a lot of protein. But if you are not tracking it, if you don't know exactly how much protein you are actually eating, there is a very big chance that you are under eating your protein. So it repairs muscle, it supports recovery, and your goal should always be 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo body weight. And this is often, if you think that it depends, of course, where you are starting. Like most women or also men who come to me and we start to work together, they are not even close to that. So obviously, if you get like 0.5 grams per kilo protein, it would be unrealistic to add that you get 1.6 or even 2 grams per kilo body weight. So that would be like a 3 times, 4 times more protein what you are currently eating, and it won't be sustainable. So focusing here, it's not that might be the ultimate goal to add so much protein, but it should never be the first goal. First goal is to add, like, for example, aiming for 100 grams, then finding a ways how to do it. And then obviously how to actually get there. So there are many, many different strategies, but the best ways are always to trying to kind of spread it out across the day. And the way how I like to do it, like it all starts with the planning, like that you are planning your days. Like one of my favorite tasks for my clients is that I tell them to plan your day ahead. For like you can use if you use any nutrition app, like for my clients, they have of course my app, but there are so many free apps where you plan ahead. Like you don't need to plan all your meals, what exactly you are going to eat, but add only your protein sources for each meal. So it works like this, that for breakfast, for example, I use now my own example, but of course you can adjust these kind of examples with foods you enjoy. These are just foods what I enjoy and eat on a regular basis. So don't say that it have to be this food or this food. It doesn't basically matter. But the way how I do it is that I have created strategy for myself that breakfast, my protein source is scoop of natural protein powder without any taste because I don't like it. I mix it with 250 grams of Greek yogurt. So I get 50 grams of protein. So 250 gram Greek yogurt gives me around 25 grams of protein, scoop of protein powder, 25 grams. And that is my protein source. So those are protein source. Then I mix it with some other fruits, berries, whatever I feel or what is available on the season. But just principle is to create that kind of that what is your protein source. So let's say that you have your protein source for breakfast, same thing for lunch, same thing for dinner. So for example, if you're going to eat some kind of meat, how much you are going to eat, let's use a chicken example for lunch. You aim for 200 grams, gives you another 50 grams. For dinner, it's going to be fish or some other protein source. And how much you are going to eat it. If it's 100 grams, again, how much protein it has. So those are my protein sources for my main meals. Like I like to eat 3 times per day, 3 main meals, and then maybe some snacks. And then I see like my personal goal is to get 150, 160 grams per day. And then I start to think that, okay, what I could be adding. And the principle of what works for me, because I don't have always, I don't have, I don't know what I will be eating in dinner or lunch or if I'm eating out. So I'm not sure what I'm eating, but I have built my systems that I have 50 grams in a breakfast and I try to get some kind of snack. Like usually it's either another protein shake or cottage cheese before lunch. So which gives me another 20 grams. So in the worst days, I get 70 grams with because those are the meals I have full control. And then I know what I will be getting. So I get 70 grams. That is almost half of my protein goal before lunch already. And that keeps me fuller. That keeps me away from sweet cravings or mindlessly snacking. So protein is the most important. And when you know how much you are actually eating, if you don't know, if you have no idea, just look amounts, what you are eating from labels, whatever, and put it into the next day. So you have kind of plan, so it becomes easier. The next step is to actually pre-cook your protein sources, so you know. And then some days it could be that you are eating rice with them. Other days going to be with your chicken, for example, it's pre-cooked. So I know what you are going to eat, and then adding what fits with that. It could be pasta, it could be rice, it doesn't matter. Then adding kind of sources of carbs, but making sure that you are getting your protein and at least in an ideal day up. Of course, it won't be perfect every single day, but just how to get there closer into your goals. And if you, like for me, I like always, if I'm not getting my goal into my goal, my first question is that could I be eating more, something what I already eat? And if the answer is I'm already having 200 grams of chicken, I want to have something else too, then what else I could be adding? If the answer is that the simplest way how to add protein is to ask yourself if you could be eating. If answer is no, then think other sources what you could be adding. Then carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are your primary fuel for intense training. So don't fear carbs. They help you to perform. So good choices are rice, oats, potatoes, fruits, whole grains, and especially important, they are before and after training. So don't be afraid, because they help you then also to fuel your workouts and to recover. So why it's important to before, if you don't, you might have recognized this. If you haven't been eating, let's say 24 hours before a lot of carbs, you will see it. You will feel the difference in your workouts. You don't have energy as you would have. So it could be just before some kind of banana or whatever carbohydrates you want. So you have at least some kind of, if it's closer to your workout, it could be something like banana. If it's longer, like that your body have time to absorb it, it could be something else what takes a little bit longer. But during before is carbohydrates are your primary source for intense training. So then, of course, there's what is missing is fats. So fats are supporting your hormones and recovery, but so don't go ultra low fat. So try to include sources like eggs, olive oil, nuts, seeds, avocado, for example. Those are just examples if you don't know where to get your healthy fats. So then next question is that how to eat around your training. So think of nutrition around training in 3 windows. So there is going to be pre-workout. So that means like 1 to 2 hours before. So focus on carbs, maybe a bit of protein. For example, banana and protein shake, oats and Greek yogurt, rice cakes plus peanut butter. So those are just kind of pre-workouts. Of course, there are many supplements. I'm not a big believer or big fan. I try to get my pre-workout meal always from natural sources, as they are, for me, they are a lot better. If you don't have option, there is so many pre-workouts available. I personally use them, but many of them, they are using so much caffeine, all kind of ingredients, that I rather stick with natural foods. And it's just that 1 to 2 hours before, because it matters that it gives you that kind of energy before. Then think your post workout. It's usually within 1 to 2 hours after your training. So if you, depending what time you work out, post workout should be focusing on carbs and protein again. So great example, or I will go through this list and then I tell you examples. So why those post workouts are important. So they help you to replenish that glycogen and kickstarts that muscle repair. So that's why those carbs and protein are the most important parts. So examples could be rice and chicken, protein smoothie and banana, eggs and toast. And then third part is hydration. So drink water pre and post. And if you are sweating a lot, adding some salt and electrolytes could be beneficial strategy. So simplest way is to think it like we had a great episode with James Lapatagli. It's one of the most downloaded episodes I have had in my FitMitturo Fitness podcast, and James told this great strategy. It's a 3 R's, so it's simple to remember. So first R stands for refuel, so it means carbs. Then second R is repair, and that means that protein, so repairing your muscles. And then third R is rehydrate. So 3 simplest things is what is after and also before are the most important parts. So those 3 R's is the like around the training are the most important. And then the last thing what I wanted to talk is why that under eating kills your progress. So here's what happens when you chronically undereat. So, and this is very common what I see, because people are trying, like you might have that those goals like losing fat, building muscle, and doing everything at the same time. And when you focus on undereating, restriction, so what happens is that you have a very poor recovery. You are constantly feeling fatigue. You don't have you have low strength and performance. Your hormones are going to be disrupted, especially women, and you are actually losing muscle instead of fat loss. So sometimes the best way losing fat in the long term is to eat more now. So you are building more lean muscle mass, and then cut out later when your metabolism is stronger. So for people like who are kind of trying to do the recomp, changing your body composition, it's hard to kind of shift that focus and telling that I'm focusing only one thing at the same time. If you are brand new, if you haven't done strength training, then probably doing both at the same time is the best strategy, but that works only for the first 3 to 6 months maybe. And then after that, if you are not brand new in a strength training, the best way is always to kind of use different phases, focusing on different kind of things. And this approach, focusing on your performance, is probably the best strategy what you could be doing, especially if you have been doing this for longer than that 3 to 6 months after starting strength training. So this is shortly about principles. What matters when it comes to performance-based eating. So here is what to take away from today. So you don't need to be a pro athlete to eat like one, and start eating for your performance. Focus on your training, fueling your training. Don't restrict it. Focus on protein, carbs, and enough total energy. So pre and post workout nutrition matters more than those supplements. And under eating, it means that it's going to be dead end for your progress. So those are just core principles, what you have to remember. So if this episode helped you to shift your mindset, let me know. Send me a DM in my Instagram, tag me there, and share it with your friend who is always tired and training hard. And remember, your best performance starts with your plate. Catch you in the next time. Thank you for listening, and thank you, especially those who have left the 5-star reviews, as they are helping so much that more people can find this podcast. So thank you for listening, and thank you for those who have done reviews. And if you want to do a favor for me, please leave written review in iTunes and in Spotify.
Hold up, friend. Do you love FitMit Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to FitMit Fitness podcast.